Hello, this is Adenike.
And this is Tosin.
And you're listening to the Who Said I Love You First podcast.
We're a married couple, and on this show, we discuss relationships, sex, love, and marriage.
Sharing the best of our love so you can get the best of your love. Yay! Hi, how are you? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. How you doing, babe?
Yeah, I'm doing very well.
No, I mean today. Like generally, how has your day been today?
Yeah, it's been okay. It's been okay, and I'm doing very well. And you? How about you?
Look at you!
Because you told me.
Sorry, I was waiting for him to not ask me how I'm doing. I was preparing myself. But anyway, I'm doing well. I'm a bit tired. It's been a long week, but you know, we keep going. We move.
Yeah, we do.
Welcome back to another episode of Who Said I Love You First podcast. My name is Adenike, and this is my husband.
My name is Tosin.
Yeah, and today we're going to be asking one of the ultimate questions. Is it possible to date without having sex?
Chai, they didn't touch me. Right. I mean, I believe it's a much talked about question. Mm-hmm. I feel that the truth about it is that it's possible. Mm-hmm. But there are a number of ways, there are a number of things to be considered, yes. But I think it's possible. I believe strongly that it's possible. How about you, babe?
I think, look at you. Yeah. Look at you. He's like, how about you, babe? I think it's possible. I think it's a question that's mostly asked within, I don't want to put it in the Christian box. I don't want to say, just Christians, because I know a lot of people also decide to be celibate. And so they also have that issue of trying to decide whether they can have a successful relationship without having sex, right?
Right.
But I think generally anything is possible if you want it and you put your mind to it.
Absolutely.
Now, keep in mind that it's definitely easier said than done, but it is possible, okay? Now, like Tosin said, there are different dynamics to it. There are different factors to it, starting with the issue of physical attraction and sexual attraction.
Right.
So, personally, I believe there are two different things. You can be physically attracted to somebody and not be sexually attracted to the person. What do you think?
Well, I think there's a thin line there. Mm-hmm. So if you're physically attracted to someone, would you say that in what context now? Would like man and woman, isn't it? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. So I feel there's a thin line here, because if you're physically attracted to someone, then there's that possibility that you could also be sexually attracted to that person. So I think there's a thin line there.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. There's a thin line. But I think, many times we go out, we go on the street, we go to the store, whatever. You see someone that's good looking.
Clearly.
Right? Yeah. Or maybe me, for example, now. I love to watch a lot of K-dramas, right? And, you have to admit, they're good-looking people. Particularly good-looking.
Right.
Does that mean I'm sexually attracted to them? No. But you're appreciating God's work.
Okay, yeah. So I think if it's in that context, then it's possible.
Yeah, I'm just saying generally.
Okay.
It's possible to be physically attracted to someone and not be sexually attracted to them.
Okay, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now, let's put it in the context of a relationship now, right?
Okay.
If you're dating someone, is it okay to be physically attracted to them but not sexually attracted to them?
Yes, of course, it's possible.
No. That's not what I said.
Okay,
that wasn't the question.
I
didn't say is it possible or is it not possible. I said, is it okay?
Okay, right. Yeah. So I think it's okay to be physically attracted to someone without necessarily being sexually attracted.
Someone that you're dating with the potential of getting married to.
No. Then that's. So I think I just got your question now.
Okay.
So that is almost impossible because, and I'll say that naturally, we are made, we are hardwired for, to love one another. We're hardwired for affection, for intimacy. On a general level, as humans, even as like animals, like humans. But there's a step higher, and that step is that going from just being physically attracted to someone into being sexually attracted to someone. Yeah. So I believe strongly that if you're physically attracted to someone that you intend to date, then it's almost natural that you're going to be sexually attracted to that person.
Perfect.
Yes.
So since we have established that, then how do you date someone that you are sexually attracted to and not have sex with the person?
Right. So like I said earlier on, I know it's quite a very difficult thing to do. That's the reality. Because once you find yourself in that person's space, there is that tendency to, for your hormones to begin to, move in that direction, for your heart to begin to move in the direction of, wanting to get sexually intimate with this person. And that is the reality.
You're getting tempted to touch.
No, that exactly. You're getting tempted to touch. And that's the reality. However, the reality is that it is possible to abstain from premarital sex.
Okay, but we've established that, right? Because you keep saying it's possible. Well, you haven't told us how, right? So what where I'm going,
right,
is this, right? So you're sexually attracted to this guy or this girl that you're dating. Naturally, you want to kiss.
Yes.
Right. You want to touch. Naturally.
Yeah.
Like someone once said to me, when you kiss, when you're you with someone that you love and you guys are kissing, you don't hold your hands behind your back and kiss that person.
Right.
What do? Your hands want to participate in the action.
Their hands want to be involved.
They want to work, babe. I'm using you as my specimen.
Well, life, babe.
I'm trying to experiment. I'm trying to show them so they can see. For those that are watching on YouTube. But So what I'm saying is your hands want to grab.
No, definitely. Your hands, I'll touch you too. I'll touch you now.
No, okay, seriously. Your hands want to hold on to something. And the more you'd realize that the more you do it, there are levels. So you start to kiss, just stolen kisses here and there, here and there, here and there. And you want to touch. Your hands start to touch. His hands start to touch. Obviously. They start to feel. And the more you do, the more you want. Because your body knows that there is a final destination.
Obviously.
And your body wants to get there. Right. So how do you avoid getting to that destination when you're dating and you're trying to be celibate? I would say one of the things that you can do is to not be alone with that person in an enclosed place.
Yeah, that's very, very important here.
Very important. If there are certain factors that make it very easy for you to have sex when you're dating, right? You're alone in a room, especially at night, right? You can have sex during the day, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be night.
Oh, babe, it's too late to go home. Why don't you spend the night? Yeah, it's it's from little things. You spend the night. Oh, right. You're on the bed. Naturally, you want to cuddle.
Yeah, totally agree. And I mean, if we can take a clue from the great scripture, it says that. And I mean, if you're getting in that space, if you're getting into that environment, rather than trying to fight it, it says you should flee. It says you should run away, which corroborates to what you've just said, that just try to avoid that kind of environment. That's what I would say. Yeah.
I mean, I would say, you can kiss. We did kiss when we were dating a lot.
Okay, all right.
A lot.
Well,
did we not?
No, I knew we did kiss, but I wouldn't advise that.
That people kiss.
Yeah, because wait, hold on, because you just said it now that if one kisses another, that is a tendency that will lead to getting involved in sexual intimacy, and that's the reality.
I understand the reality, but I beg. Let us not over spiritualize this thing.
No,
because we are a spirit with a body living in a. How do they used to say it?
Okay.
So what I'm saying is,
right.
in as much as we're spiritual beings, we're also humans, and I'm not saying you should go out and be kissing everybody. What I am saying is that it is very, very. At least even if we cannot have sex, at least I should be able to feel the.
No.
No, I would say. Did we not kiss, babe?
No. Fine.
I think you can. So
hold on.
You know the argument we're having right now.
So
our argument is making out versus not making out. So are you saying not to make out at all whilst in a relationship?
So fine. I would say that. Let me put it in this context. I would say that. In as much as we kissed while dating, I would say that if I had the opportunity once again, to rewind, I wouldn't have kissed you.
It's not possible. You would have kissed me.
No, why? Because fine. I mean, it's and that's why I said it's quite complicated, and it's there has to be a thin line here.
There has to be. See, babe.
Listen, no.
Okay,
wait,
sorry. Go ahead.
Wait, let me talk.
I'm sorry.
Because when you start to kiss, okay, you just said it now, all right, that it's difficult
to
stop, especially when you're with that person, maybe in a secluded area, maybe in a room that is dark, or just both of you, just alone, because.
But it's not. What I'm saying is, it's not impossible to stop at just kissing. If my point is, I'm not saying if you know yourself and know what you're capable of, right? If you know that you cannot stop at kissing, then don't get started in the first place. What I'm saying is, it is possible to just kiss and not go all the way to having sex.
So
right?
what's the definition of kiss? Is it just
kissing now? Yeah, what do you mean?
No. Is it just kissing, just like lips to lips, or French
not
kissing?
Not peck,
French kissing. Come on, babe.
No. Listen, babe. No. Listen.
Do French kissing?
No, listen, babe. Did we not? What I said? See, listen. My brother and my sister in the Lord.
We were just. Okay, I would say that
you have not allowed me to express myself.
No. Wait. You express yourself. I would say that we kissed, but even the times that we kissed, we were. Like this we're not supposed to kiss.
Exactly.
We were always saying that we're not supposed to, and I think that was what helped us.
And that's
not going that far.
That's exactly where.
That's the reality.
That's where I'm going.
Okay, now.
That's where I'm going. Right. That's my destination. If you're dating someone that you are in agreement with, both of you. You know that, okay, listen, we're not going to have sex before getting married. We're not going to enjoy in this act before getting married. We're not going to do just the tip. Let me just
touch the tip.
Babe, just the tip. Don't let them just the tip you. No, if you're with someone, you obviously have to be in agreement with that person, and both of you have to know that, okay, this is what we're working towards, so that you can help each other, because there are times that you might be in the mood and the person is not in the mood, and that person can help both of you versus he's in the mood versus he's in the mood and you're not, and you can help both of you, right? Because you both have an understanding. You're both in an agreement. So you know how far you can go. I personally just think it's difficult to be in a relationship with someone that you're sexually attracted to and date for 5 years, 2 years, even a year, and not get physical with the person.
Yeah. I mean, it's like we've established, it's quite difficult. Okay.
Right.
But I think I agree with you on this point that you just mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That you need to know yourself. Okay. And that's the reality. And in knowing yourself, you must understand your limits. You must understand the thresholds. And how do you just understand your thresholds? You have to decide. And in deciding, you have to be disciplined with whatever you're deciding.
Yes, I'm clapping for you, babe. Everything you just said.
Right. So I would,
discipline, agreement with the person that you're with, understanding. You cannot. That's why before you start dating, you need to let the person know that, yo, this is who I am and this is what I stand for. You cannot be dating someone that loves to have sex 10 times a week, and you want to get into a relationship with that person and expect this person to suddenly become celibate just because they are dating you. It's going to be very difficult. Even if they don't have sex with you, they'll probably go have sex with someone else.
Obviously.
Do you get? So you have to date. How does the Bible say it? Don't be unequally yoked, right? Don't force someone to do what you want to do. Date someone who believes in waiting. Date someone who agrees with you in waiting. That way, both of you are working together. There is no one person pulling the other person down.
Exactly.
Right now, that's not to say that you're not going to find yourselves in a situation where you be tempted and stuff. But, because you're working together, you're both disciplined, you can caution each other as to not going the distance.
Right. And I think that takes me to this point that it's almost impossible for you guys maybe not to be together, like maybe in a secluded environment at some point.
At some point, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost impossible. That's the reality. So, but when you've established the foundation, once you guys have established, the principles that will guard and guide that relationship, that, okay, we're going to go into this without sex. Then both of you will be able to pull each other, even when you guys are maybe in so-called secluded areas,
Yeah. And, let me also drive that conversation into why we are saying not to have sex before getting married, or why we are advocating for just abstaining and not having sex before you get married, right? One of the reasons why I always tell people to do that is because, aside biblically, now we all know what the Bible's stand is on that, right? But aside all of that, personally, I feel like sex models things up in a relationship because it's such a good distraction.
Absolutely.
In a relationship. Like my pastor once said, you fight, you settle it with sex, you move on. And like they say, they're not lying, make-up sex is good. You fight, you make up, you have sex, it's all good. You keep pushing things under the table, under the rug, and keep having sex and thinking everything is okay, but they're not, right? So that's one of the reasons why I'm like, when you're not having sex with someone, it's like fasting. When you're not engaging in sexual intercourse with someone, you have a clear mind.
Right.
You're able to see that person for who they really are. Now, I'm not saying it's 100% foolproof, as to whatever issues might arise after marriage. But I'm saying to a great extent, you're able to have a clear perspective and vision as to who this person is and what is going on in your relationship.
Absolutely. Just to chime into what you've said, the reality about, before, we came to this podcast, I just flipped through a few articles, and from the research that I did, I realized that it's actually proven scientifically that couples that tend to wait till later on, like into marriage, before they eventually get involved into sexual intimacy, that there are a number of things that happen that they tend to enjoy the benefits of higher quality relationship. They tend to also enjoy improved communication skills. They are also able to live together very well in more harmonious manner. They're able to build. So essentially, what they were trying to say was that, or rather, is that when you actually delay sex, that you tend to build competencies, you tend to build capabilities that would help you sustain your relationship when you eventually get married. That would help you to, ensure that you have some kind of security, make you stable emotionally, physically, even trust. You get trust.
Yeah.
These are some of the things that when you're involved in like premarital sex,
your mind is clouded.
It's clouded. Thank you for that word.
Yeah.
Your mind is clouded. Your mind is. You can't really see beyond the sex.
Yeah, you can't see beyond it. And pretty much what Tosin is saying, which I completely agree with, is that when you abstain from having sex, you have a healthier relationship that's not just built on sex, and it's healthier because you're able to do other things beyond having sex. It's not just, I go to visit him, we have sex. He comes to visit me, we have sex. We see today, tomorrow, every time the same thing. You actually date and you engage in activities, dating activities. You go out to dinner, you go out to lunch, you go see a movie, you go for a picnic, you go see a play. So many things. You go out with friends, maybe you go to church together. There are church activities that you can get involved in that would keep you busy, keep your mind busy, and keep you away from having sex. Now, I'm not a believer of, you have to test drive, you have to know the person's capability, all those things.
I'll tell you a story.
Sorry. It's not necessary. I'm not a believer in that. I believe, sex is like school. It's like every other thing. You can learn.
Right.
I don't believe that nobody was born with
that's capability. No. Nobody
came from heaven carrying sex masters in sexology. Nobody. We all learned. So there is nobody that is bad at having sex. We all just need to learn, right? So all those conversation of, I need to know what it can do. Are we sexually compatible? If you communicate with your partner, you let your partner know what you like when you're married. You know what he likes. You talk about it. You explore. You try different things that work for you. You will find a system, a style, whatever that work for you guys, and you will enjoy it nonetheless. So I don't believe in how many people, what if you don't end up marrying the first person you have sex with? How many people are you going to keep test running all over the place? 20, 30? Do you get what I'm saying? So holding back on sex in a relationship actually builds a healthier relationship. Oh yeah, babe, tell me the story that you said you want to tell me.
I mean, I'll say the story, but I guess I also need to ask the question. So what about if, one of the partners is bent on still testing, just to want to confirm? I'm throwing that question to you.
Yeah, no. Again, it goes back to what I said before. I said about settling a few things before getting into a relationship. You don't meet. It wasn't the day that you met me that you started dating me.
Definitely.
Right. We stayed friends for a while. We've established all of that, right? You don't start dating someone the day that you met them, unless maybe you do. Maybe that's your love story, right? But for the general populace, for most people, it doesn't happen like that. It's usually a process, right? So if we've established that, these are my deal breakers, this is who I am. In the place of conversation, maybe whilst you're asking me out, we've already established, listen, I'm practicing abstinence. I don't intend to have sex. I've told you numerous times. Right. We've had conversations that have helped me to see your perspective as well. You cannot now come 3 months into our relationship and you now say, oh yeah, babe.
Open clothes now.
Open clothes now. unzip just the tip, just the
Just
tip.
a tip, you know.
No, because we already established that this is the foundation of our relationship. This is the foundation of, our journey together. This is what we're trying to do. So when that person comes and they try to do that, that's not fair to you. And I mean, it's on you in that moment to decide what is more important to you. The fact that you decide to abstain and you want to keep to that, or your relationship with that person, you choose.
Right. I mean, you choose. We haven't. I'm not sure we've talked about this before, but I've had, an example or an experience rather, where I was about to get into a relationship with someone, and the person was so clear, really, really clear about it, that that she just needs to know if I can perform. So how would you answer that question? I mean, this is real.
No,
wait. This is real.
You were saying it very casually. That's not a casual story.
Yeah, no. I'm telling you.
So, I want to clarify. I want to clarify the story.
Hold on.
I'm just trying to clarify the story.
Listening, yeah.
So she said to you,
right,
that she needs to be sure. So she wanted you guys to have sex.
Exactly, yeah.
Because she needs to know that you can do.
That she wanted to confirm if I can actually perform, if I can actually, have sex. I mean, that was shocking to me. I was almost. Am I a man?
I'm laughing.
She wanted to test my potency. Yeah.
I'm laughing so hard. Stop it! I'm laughing so hard, babe.
No. But reality.
Sorry. No, don't move on. What was your answer to that?
No. Of course, I.
Don't lie.
No, I didn't lie.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie. The reality was that I didn't go into it. No, I didn't succumb. And that's the that's the truth.
Oh,
but
really?
I didn't go into the relationship with her.
Oh, wait. Okay, this was before you guys started dating.
Yeah. It was just about when we start dating. Like, I was beginning, we were thinking that, okay, maybe we could date.
You were liking each other
exactly.
Like that.
But she was so categorical about it. And
and I respect that.
Exactly. I mean, I would say that there are some people that have got like high libido. Mm-hmm. And in that if you're in that category, of course, we're not here to judge you or blame you or do whatever, but the reality is that you can always seek help. There's therapy out there, but this was the experience. And
that goes back. In fact, I respect that you stuck to your guns and whatnot, but I also respect her as well for clarifying. That goes to what I said earlier, that you need to establish what is important to you before going into a relationship with someone. It was very important to this lady in question for her to be in a relationship with someone who could satisfy her and meet her sexual needs and all of that. And she established it. And it saved both of them time.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they got into a relationship, 1 month or 2 months later, they are fighting and arguing over it, because no, it was established before. It did not work for him and he decided to hold off on the relationship. And what that would have allowed her to do was to go on and find someone that would have worked for her. So point being, establish what is important to you and make sure that person is in agreement before you go into a relationship.
Absolutely. You know, and just to leave you with a word, that you need to build on emotional intimacy before you can actually move into sexual intimacy. And what does that mean? Like we've said, when you're able to build yourself together with your partner emotionally, it helps to secure you when you eventually get into, maybe marrying the person eventually, in terms of security, in terms of improved communication, even in terms of you choosing the right partner, babe. The reality is that when you're, having sex with this person, having sex with that person, having sex with that person, you really can't, it's difficult for you to have that how would I put it now, that wisdom, let me just use the word wisdom, to be able to know that right partner for you. What do you think, babe?
Yeah, no, I
think
completely agree. I think this is a great note for us to just wrap up on. Emotional intimacy is not the same as sexual intimacy. And if you have a very healthy emotional relationship with your partner, it will even help your sex life, your sexual intimacy a whole lot better.
Yeah.
Right? So, like Tosin said, invest time in building a relationship with someone that trumps sex. You know, when you know someone in and out, when you've spent so much time with someone that is not sexually, founded.
Okay.
You would even enjoy when you eventually have sex. Right. You would know what turns the person on. You would have built such intimacy that would translate when you are at that place when you're now having sex, and you'll be at that place where you'll be very comfortable to be naked and unashamed with that person.
Clearly.
Right.
Clearly.
So but at the end of the day, like we started and like we said when we started, rather, establish what is important to you before going into a relationship with the person you're thinking of going into a relationship with. And at the same time, don't force them into agreeing with your perspective. If they don't want it and you force them to agree with you, it's going to stress you out later on in your relationship.
Absolutely. And, just to put it out there, this episode of this podcast is not to shame anyone. We need to, put in that caveat. So if you're currently involved in having sex regularly, we're not here to shame you. All we're saying is that you should look at the positives. You should look at the benefits of abstinence or waiting till you eventually, commit to having sex and, in marriage. And the reality is that the benefits, the rewards, when you eventually wait, far outweighs, when you're involved in sex, before marriage. That's the reality, regardless of your faith, if you're Christian or whatever, if you're Muslim, regardless of your faith, this is proven. It has been proven scientifically. And of course, if you're a person of faith, then of course, if your faith says don't do this or don't be involved in premarital sex, then I think it's just good to do it.
Excellent. And on that note, we are going to wrap up this episode. Thank you so much for listening. Remember, you can email us. You can drop your comments, suggestions, recommendations, experiences down in the comment section. Make sure to share this podcast on your social media with your friends. Don't keep it to yourself. My name is Adenike. Once again, this is my husband.
My name is Tosin, and thank you for listening. I'm so thrilled to be part of this.
Yeah, we'll see you soon. Oh, we'll talk to you soon.
Yep.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Who Said I Love You First with Adenike and Tosin.
We hope you got value from today's conversation.
Please share this podcast on your social media and drop a lovely rating.
Yes, and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode.
See you soon.